I found the Bitcoin economy is really a chicken and egg problem. You know, how do you offer services when you don't know that there's going to be people willing to, you know, services are goods, you don't know they're going to be willing to pay for them in Bitcoins. And then on the other end, there's people with Bitcoins who are looking for some place to spend them. And they've been very supportive of, I think, I've seen many fledgling businesses, you know, go onto the Reddit and the forums and immediately see an influx of sales just because the Bitcoin community wants to support merchants who are accepting Bitcoins. I get requests from countries all over the world. When I can, I ship to them. Lots of times the shipping is just prohibitive, and lots of times the import and export regulations just also prohibit it. But I get emails constantly of people wanting to buy coffee with Bitcoin simply for the same fact, just like you said, that
that's great.
They want to spend them.
And Susan?
I think for us, Bitcoin has opened some doors in the group sales or the conference division. We had actually a group last week called, they were called Las Vegas Bitcoin Meetup. It's a Facebook group. They actually had 50 people there, and they're going to do an event once a month. So we had a Bitcoin bar, and we sold American Coney Island hot dogs, and we developed actually a new process just for that night to be able to accept the Bitcoin by actually setting up buttons ahead of time so they could buy 1 hot dog, 2 hot dogs, and we had the drink prices all the way from $1 to $20 to expedite the service. So that was pretty exciting, and I know we've gotten a lot more calls, and the conference business is a little further out, so it might take, you know, the next 6 months to a year to see the rest of the groups that are out there come into the casino. But it's definitely drawing a lot of interest from groups we wouldn't have otherwise had.
That's great. And Michael?
Well, for us, you know, I actually monitor our social networking stuff actually pretty well. And so, there we go. Yeah, I monitor our social networking stuff extensively, and like our email database has actually grown just in the last 2 months. It's grown from 10,000 to now we have 20,000 people in our email database, from people going to our website asking for information and asking for us to send them information. And we're a small gun store. We're not large at all. When we announced the fact that a gun store is accepting Bitcoin for firearm sales, I actually received calls from movie producers in California. I got calls from, you know, people from New Hampshire. This guy called me from New Hampshire, and he wanted a product that we didn't even sell. I said, well, I don't sell that, but the business next door sells it. He says, well, can you go next door and buy it from that business, and I'll pay you for it? I said, well, that business, they charge $550 for that item that you're asking for. He said, well, I said, well, if I go next door and purchase that, I'm going to charge you an extra $100. He said, that's fine. I said, okay, so it's going to be $650 plus shipping. He said, that's fine. I said, well, okay, well, go ahead and send me the Bitcoin. And so off it went.